G'day guys, how's it going? Just here with Gilligan at the moment. We put it in the water last week for its first cruise down the river, and it was pretty successful. Went with my son, went from Fred's Landing down to the ferry. So just putting along, it probably took us about an hour and a half to get there and back. We were cruising at about 900 revs, so the motor's just putting along, and that was nice. It was a little bit low at the front. We haven't got it sorted out, but what we have found out is they've actually got water in the main pontoons, the people that had it last time, and I've worked out with the mate from Manham who owns the slipway that they would have put the water in there to ballast it out, because they had a lot bigger motor on the back, and those back, I don't know if you can see them, those back pontoons were fuel tanks with the other motor. So with them full of fuel and the bigger motor, it would have sat up a fair bit. So I've actually drilled a hole in the back there, which I'll show you in a minute, where I'm going to put these plugs. I've got 4 of them, so I can get in and put those from the inside. And at the front here, I'm going to go through the floorboards, which is about that high, make a panel in there, and then get down and drill a hole. And that way I'll be able to check it, and also, main thing, pump the water out that's in there. And I'm guessing from testing it before, there's probably about maybe 20 to 30 litres of water they've put in each of the 4 sections, both sides. So if we can get rid of that, that'll make it a lot better, and that'll have it so my nose is sitting up a little bit more, and then I can ballast it out myself using the tanks, fuel tanks at the back, by maybe putting some water in them if I want it to sit up a bit further. Also, I had the tilt on the motor sort of straight up and down. I've been advised to have it tilted back a little bit, so that way it'll push down and bring the nose up. So that should be pretty easy, and when I start my trip, I can just have my fuel tanks and jerry cans and gas bottles, put them wherever I want to, just to get the balance right. So pretty good trip. Steering worked good, better than I thought it would actually, so it's pretty good. And the motor purred along. Like I said, we're going about 900 revs and just purring along. It would go faster, but with the water in it, the nose was just sitting down a bit, which you'll see in the videos when I go for a bit of a putt around, and Sam's videoing me from the bank. But that could also be my fat guts too causing that. But no, we'll adjust it so it's sitting up a little bit better, and then we'll probably could go a bit faster, but I'm planning on just going nice and slow anyway. I'm in no rush. So let's go for a bit of a cruise and show you what happened. Just before we go to the video of the cruise, I just want to show you the pontoons. It's actually got 6 sections. It's got that little section at the front, so if you happen to hit a log or something and it gets a hole in it, you've got the rest of these other sections where there's 6 sections down each side. So that section, then you've got the next one, which has got a little storage area in it. You've got the main pontoons. That's where I don't know if you can see that weld there, but there's a weld, so that's actually the floor of the whole boat. Aluminium floor goes right to the other side, and the floor to the actual caravan is about 6 inches above it. And then we come back here to the next main one. You've got 2 main ones here. They're the 2 that have got water in them, and you can tell, I'm pretty sure that's what these holes were drilled for. They're pretty well a metre apart, so they've drilled a hole in it and put water in it, and then welded it back up. Then you've got this section at the back here, which is another storage bit, but that's where I've drilled the hole, and that's where I'm going to eventually fit one of these bungs, so I can see what's happening and also drain the water out. And we've also got the old fuel tanks at the back, which I can use for ballast if I have to. If I need it poking up a bit more at the front, I can put some water in those. So that's how the pontoons work. So it should be pretty safe. If we get a hole in a pontoon, there's plenty of other sections to keep it up. So you've got 6 down one side, 6 the other side, plus there's another pontoon right down the middle. So plenty of chances to keep it above water, I hope. Okay, so first run in the boat. Got my son steering it. The motor's working okay. The steering's working good. So fairly happy. Does sit a bit low, but we sort of knew that from the start. There's a couple of things. It looks like they've got a bit of water in it to ballast it. is that what you call it, for ballast, which we noticed before. So we might take that out of 2 pontoons, because they had a lot bigger motor on before. So yeah, it sits a little bit low at the front, but like I said, we sort of knew that. But going good so far, very happy. And that's just idling. How many revs we got there, Sam?
Just under 1,000.
Just under 1,000 revs we're going at the moment.
800.
800 revs, just putting along. Beautiful.